one of the groups came to me and said, you know what, we've been sharing services in DPW with our towns and villages for 34 years. And in 2015, we're going to have to prove to the governor that we've really saved money. What can you do to help us? Well, Oneida County has a fairly substantial capital project. I call it Enterprise Content Management, and it's based on the Laserfish Rio system. That's a DoD, Department of Defense certified software system that processes documents. And we've been implementing it for about 2 years. Currently, it's being used by the DA to process cases. Our Board of Elections is using it to process documentation that comes into them. And we're just undergoing a pilot project right now to process all of our contracts using it. And the important part of it is DoD certified. It's secure and it has an audit trail, a verifiable audit trail. So that in 2015, when the governor says, prove your savings to me, it's not just two guys in the back room with an Excel spreadsheet. This is verifiable of what happened throughout 2014.
Here in Shiawassee County, as was said at the beginning, we kind of took a more active approach to our Laserfish integration. We have got integration right from the police department through charging. None of the other departments in the county at this point use an ECM. Nobody is paperless at this point. This is the only office. But we are entirely paperless from start to finish. Nobody brings hard documents in. So we're browser-based for the initial submissions. The police agencies, we've got inside our firewall a form that they access, but it is a secure form. This is our warrant request form that the law enforcement folks would fill out. Obviously, typical red stars mean required information. It's dynamic. General Code programmed this for us to be dynamic, such that if we have a juvenile petition, you mark it's a juvenile petition. It requires parent or guardian information. If it's an adult, obviously that information is not required. Additionally, we've got some fields down at the bottom. Everybody's required to fill out a witness list when they submit the warrant request to us. Those can be automatically generated for those folks who are in the OSSI world. So if I pick our Sheriff's Department, and I come down here, the witness list information is gone. They don't need to fill that out because they're pulling that data straight from the records management system over at the Sheriff's Department. So once the law enforcement folks fill this out, they attach whatever supporting documents they want to attach, police reports, photographs, video files. You can attach pretty much anything to the warrant request. It will put it into our incoming folder, initial review folder in Laserfish, where the support staff here will then review the file, assign it to an attorney. They assign a template to it, and I've got 3 files waiting to be screened. In my inbox, the support staff filled out the template. I know there was some conversation about how this gets filled out. This particular template, which is our prosecutor, it's our warrant request template. This gets filled out by the law enforcement folks when they fill out that warrant request, as well as any data that gets pulled out of the RMS system. So this is filled out when we get it. We have support staff here that will review it for accuracy to make sure that there are no problems in getting this submitted to the ACT system. But if everything is compliant with the ACT system and it looks good, they'll assign it to a prosecutor, screening attorney, and they mark whether or not to submit it to ACT. They say yes, click OK. It'll move it from that initial review folder into the attorney's screening folder, and the attorney gets an email notifying them they have a new warrant for review.
Maureen Reynolds, Tompkins County Clerk, Ithaca, New York. We're a huge Laserfish user and we love it. Just personally for us, we scanned 9,000 boxes of records. We did not build a records center. They're getting ready to tear it down right now, and we saved our county $5.5 million by going digital. We no longer feel like we're overwhelmed by paper records. Laserfish has cured that. Here's a little tragedy we had in our record center. We went over and it had flooded. The ice had backed up and came in the back door on the floor, and all the boxes fell in and everything was moldy and wet. And it was funny because the cleaners thought I would be mad that my records were wet, and I was laughing going, I don't care, throw them out because we've already scanned them, they're in Laserfiche. So that was diverted. Here is some more wet records. These are things that Laserfiche will keep from happening. No more wet paper, stinky, sitting in sewage, mold growing on it. We also are getting the Run Smarter Award this year based on our Shared Services initiative. We actually host Laserfiche here for every municipality in our county, not just our 29 county departments, but the 17 municipalities, the villages, the towns, and the city of Ithaca. So we're very happy we're going to California. One thing with Laserfiche too is you can automate the flow of paper. Instead of me hollering, Alana, take that over next door, we can now just automate it on the computer. And one other thing we have here is for staff, they can reuse all that paper, and instead of having paper everywhere, they can make chains of little people out of it. And we're very happy that the conference each year is held in California, since we're from central New York, and it's going to be below zero tomorrow. So instead of LL Bean, we'll be in LA. We love Laserfiche.